Tolani, my office. Now, you have 20 minutes.
And what does my boss want with the maid's daughter? Are you not scared to getting caught?
I promise you, it's not what you think.
I don't care. I don't want to ever see you again.
Hey guys, welcome back to Munlet Stories, where we bring you juicy and amazing tales straight from the heart. Now grab a glass of wine, sit back, and let's give you some juicy gist. Don't forget to leave a comment, hit like, subscribe, and join the circle. Because here at Munlet Stories, every story begins with you. The corridor on the executive floor of Han Group was always too quiet when Han Ji-won was inside. People lowered their voices, footsteps slowed, and no one wanted to breathe too loud. Tola Adebayo hugged her tablet to her chest and stood near the glass wall, waiting. Her team members whispered behind her. "Manager Tola, are you sure you're okay?" one analyst asked. "Mr. Han has been in his office with Manager Kim for 2 hours. They say he made Manager Kim cry," another added. "People get depression from his meetings." "Stop," Tola muttered, but her palm was damp. The intercom light on her desk blinked. "Manager Tola," the secretary said, voice flat. "CEO Han wants you." "Now." Her heart jumped. "Okay, I'm coming." She walked down the short hall toward the big door. Her black flats were silent on the floor, but she could feel every step. People watched from their cubicles and quickly looked away. She knocked once. "Come in," his deep voice said. Tola pushed the door open. The office was large, but she did not let her eyes wander. She kept them on him. Han Ji-won sat behind his desk, suit jacket off, white shirt sleeves rolled up. His expression was cold. A stack of reports lay in front of him with red marks across the pages. He looked at her, eyes sharp. "You're late." I came as soon as the call came," she said, bowing slightly. He watched her for 2 seconds longer than needed, then spoke. "Sit." She sat on the edge of the chair, back straight. He tapped the report. "This is the development department's update on the Tongcheng battery supply, right?" "Yes, sir. There is a mistake on page 10. The unit is wrong. If we send this to Daehan Motors and they use this to plan, we lose billions." "Who checked it?" "I did," she said quietly. "So you accept full responsibility?" "Yes." He let out a slow breath, but his eyes softened for a brief moment. "Fix it before lunch. Send the corrected file to my email and to legal. No decimals wrong this time." "Yes, Mr. Han." He leaned back. "Also, stop staying in the office alone until midnight." She blinked. "Sir?" "You left at 1 a.m. last Friday," he said. "This is not a hospital. You are not on night duty." She swallowed. "I had to finish the Tongcheng numbers." His jaw tightened. "You have a team. Use them. If you collapse, the project collapses." It sounded like anger. It was actually worry. He picked up his pen, gaze turning cold again. "You can go." She stood quickly. "Yes, Mr. Han." At the door, he added, in a lower voice only she could hear, "Tola." Her hand froze on the handle. He did not look up. "Eat. Real food. Not only coffee." Her chest warmed in a way she refused to show. "Yes, sir." She stepped out. The corridor was quiet. Her team rushed toward her. "Did he shout? Did he throw anything?" She shook her head. "No. He just told me to correct the report. And to eat." They stared. Inside the office, Han Ji-won closed his eyes for a moment. 1 year of marriage, he thought, and at work she still called him Mr. Han. That night, the same Mr. Han opened the door of a simple but expensive apartment in Gangnam and called out in a different tone. "Tola." The voice was softer. Tola came out from the small kitchen, tying the strap of her plain apron. Her sleek bun was neat as always, no loose hair. The smell of stew hung in the air. "You're late," she said, copying his cold tone from the office. He dropped his briefcase and walked straight to her, ignoring the food. 2 months on business trip, and this is the first thing you say?" She tried not to smile. "Welcome home, Mr. Han." He frowned. "At home, I'm not Mr. Han." She lifted her hand and tapped the simple silver ring on his finger. "At home, you're my husband." His expression finally broke. He pulled her into his arms and held her tight, chin sinking into her shoulder. The cold CEO vanished. "You didn't call me enough," he murmured. 2 months in Germany, and you only did video call 3 times. "You were busy," she replied. Time difference was hard. He pulled back, looking into her eyes. "You didn't say you missed me." I sent you long emails. Work emails, he said. About Tongcheng land and battery suppliers. Not about me. She gave a small laugh. Ah, so Seonim wanted love letters? Just one line, he said seriously. Just I miss you, Ji-won. That would be enough. She looked away, shy. We agreed not to mix work and private life. His eyes darkened for a moment. The world doesn't know we are married. Only the pastor, my lawyer, and your mother know. At work, you call me Mr. Han. I accept that. He reached for the thin chain under her blouse and pulled it gently. A small ring slid out, hanging there. But here, he said, fingers on the ring. Don't act like I'm your boss. She held his wrist. We chose this, remember? Your father must not know. The board must not know. If the Han family finds out you married the servant's daughter from Nigeria, they will bury both of us. I didn't marry the servant's daughter, he said, voice low. I married Tola Adebayo, the girl I have loved since I was 8. Her throat tightened. Still, we must be careful. He sighed, then kissed her forehead. Fine. We will be careful. But there is one rule. What rule? When I come back from a long trip, you must say it at least once. Say what? He stared at her. She looked into his eyes, cheeks warm. I missed you, Ji-won. His face softened at once. He smiled, the rare one nobody at Han Group had ever seen. He pulled her close again. Good, he whispered. Now I can breathe. On the dining table, his phone flashed with a message from the Han Group secretary about an early meeting. He ignored it. For 1 year, he had been 2 men. Cold CEO in public. Quietly crazy husband in private. For him, the secret ring on her neck was more important than any Tongcheng land contract. The next morning, Han Group looked like any other powerful company in Seoul. Only Tola's heart knew the difference. She walked through the lobby in a simple navy blouse, black slacks, and low heels. No ring on her fingers. Just the thin chain under her collarbone hidden. As she passed, 2 female staff whispered. They say CEO Han came back yesterday. Really? I heard he stormed straight to the development floor and made a manager cry. Tola pretended not to hear. In the elevator, the doors almost closed before a hand stopped them. Han Ji-won stepped in, suit perfect, expression icy. Several employees pressed against the walls. Good morning, Mr. Han, they chorused. He gave a short nod. His eyes slid to Tola for half a second, then away. No smile. No sign. Her heartbeat sped up anyway. On the 25th floor, the doors opened. Everyone rushed out except them. When the doors slid shut again with just the 2 of them inside, he hit the emergency stop. The light flickered. She frowned. You can't do this. We own the building, he said calmly. It's fine. He turned toward her, and all the distance from the lobby vanished. His shoulders relaxed, eyes softer. You walked past me in the lobby like a stranger, he said. Not even a glance. Many eyes were watching, she replied. What did you want? Should I run into your arms? He stepped close. Not run. Just look. For 1 second. Her mouth twitched. You're acting like a schoolboy. I was 16 when I realized I wanted you as my wife, he said. I don't think I ever grew up after that. He reached up, fingers brushing her collar. Wear the ring on your finger. Are you crazy? She hissed. If your father sees it. Wear it on weekends at least, he cut in. I'm tired of seeing your hands empty. She looked at his left hand. The silver ring was there, simple but clear. You're the CEO, she said. You can say it's just fashion. He leaned closer, voice low. And you're my wife. You can say the same. G1, she warned. He sighed and let go. Fine. Keep hiding. But don't hide your heart. The elevator speaker crackled to life. CEO Han, there is a board call in 5 minutes, the secretary's voice said. He hit the button, elevator moving again. His face returned to its cold mask. When the doors opened, several department heads were waiting. Good morning, CEO Han. He stepped out without looking at her. Meeting room in 3 minutes, he said. Tola walked behind them at a safe distance. All day, she watched him from the edge of rooms. The sharp questions. The strict tone. The way people feared him. That night, he came home with tired eyes and dropped on the sofa. Tola. Yes. Come here. I had to pretend I don't know my own wife for 10 hours. My heart is tired. She smiled and walked over. This was their life now. Hidden rings. Hidden heart in public. But at home, no hiding at all. 20 years earlier, the Han family house in Hanamdong felt like another world to 10-year-old Tola. She stood at the gate with a small suitcase, her mother's hand gripping hers. Remember what I told you, Mama Tola whispered. Greet everyone. Work hard. Don't go near the second floor. The eldest son's room is there. He has a bad temper. Tola nodded. Yes, Mama. Madame Sue, the chairman's wife, opened the door. She was elegant, eyes kind but tired. You must be Tola, she said. Welcome. Mama Tola bowed. Thank you for hiring me, madam. You will live here with your daughter, Madame Sue said. But there are rules. The second floor belongs to the eldest son, Ji-won. He doesn't like people there. Don't disturb him unless it's necessary. Yes, madam. For weeks, Tola cleaned with her mother, helped in the kitchen, and stayed mostly in the servants' wing. She heard about the eldest son. They say he never smiles. He broke a tutor's glasses once. The chairman is strict with him. The boy grew up strange. One afternoon, Tola carried a tray of fruit down the hallway and took a wrong turn. She ended up near a closed door on the second floor. The door opened suddenly. A slim boy about 8 stood there, pale skin, sharp eyes, short black hair slightly messy. He wore a white t-shirt and gray sweatpants. A book was in his hand. He stared at her. Who are you? A new maid's daughter, she stammered. My name is Tola. His eyes dropped to the tray. One orange rolled off and fell. She quickly bent to pick it. Don't touch it, he said. She froze. He stepped out, picked up the orange himself, wiped it on his shirt, and placed it back. This is my area. No one comes here. Sorry, she whispered. I got lost. Stay on the first floor, he said, voice flat. Then he closed the door. That night, in the servant's room, she told her mother. You saw the young master? Mama Tola asked, alarmed. Did he shout? Did he hit you? No. He just looked angry. Stay away from him, her mother said. The chairman raised him like a weapon. Rich boy problems are not our own. But the next day, when Tola set the breakfast tray in the dining room, she felt eyes on her. She looked up. The eldest son sat at the head of the table, next to the chairman. He glanced at her for 1 second, then looked away. His face was calm. His eyes were not. She didn't know it then, but from that day, the strange boy who scared the whole house would never forget the name Tola. Life in the Han house settled into a pattern. Tola went to a small international school in Seoul during the day, thanks to Madame Sue, who insisted the servant's daughter should learn properly. In the evenings, she helped her mother clean rooms and iron clothes. The eldest son, Han Ji-won, grew quieter as he grew taller. He almost never spoke to her. At meals, he kept his attention on his plate. When the chairman shouted at staff, Ji-won's jaw clenched, but he said nothing. Still, strange things began to happen around Tola. The first time, a senior maid pushed Tola in the kitchen. Move faster, the woman snapped. You're too slow. Tola stumbled and almost burned her hand on a hot pot. The next day, that maid was sent away without warning. The chairman is not satisfied with her, the head butler said. Pack her things. Tola heard later that someone told Madame Sue about the push. Nobody knew who. Later, when Tola cried quietly in the laundry room because some kids at school mocked her accent, a new pair of clean white sneakers appeared on her bed with no name. Inside the box was a small note. Wear these. Don't let them laugh at you. The handwriting was sharp and neat. Maybe Madame Sue bought it, her mother said. She is kind. But Madame Sue looked surprised when she saw the shoes that evening. Those are nice, she said. Did you save money? Tola shook her head slowly. Someone left them. Madame Sue's eyes flicked toward the stairs to the second floor. A small knowing smile touched her lips, but she said nothing. In middle school, when some boys from down the hill tried to block Tola's way at the gate, a black car rolled up. The window came down. Han Ji-won sat inside, in his school uniform and dark tie. Get away from the gate, he said to the boys. They recognized the surname, saw the car, and moved at once. Tola whispered, thank you. He didn't answer, just looked at her shoes. Clean white. Then the car drove in. Years passed. The house staff said, the eldest son is cold. He doesn't care about anyone. But Tola started to notice a pattern. When someone was unfair to her, their stay in the house never lasted long. When she needed something for school, it appeared quietly. Textbooks. A better backpack. A small heater in winter. He never said, this is from me. She never asked. The strangest gift came when she was 15. She found a small painting left outside her door. It showed a girl with dark skin and a bright smile, sitting under a tree, holding rainbow-colored candy. The girl looked exactly like her. Tola touched the edge of the canvas and felt her chest tighten. Upstairs, in his room full of sketchbooks, Han Ji-won closed a notebook and stared at the ceiling. He still didn't speak to her much. But in his own way, he was already protecting her from a world she didn't even know was against her. The memory of the rainbow candy never left him. It happened on a day when the chairman was angrier than usual. 8-year-old Ji-won stood in the living room while his father shouted about grades, tutors, and succession. Han Group is your future. Chairman Han barked. You cannot play around like other children. Yes, father, Ji-won replied, eyes lowered. After an hour of lectures, he was sent to his room to reflect. On the way, he passed the small back garden. There, under a tree, sat 10-year-old Tola, knees pulled to her chest, shoulders shaking. He paused. Why are you crying? He asked. She jumped, wiped her face quickly. I'm not crying. He frowned. Liar. She sniffed. The kids at school said I am just the servant's daughter. They say I don't belong here. He said nothing at first. He wasn't good with feelings. But he knew what it was like to feel you don't belong, even in your own house. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small pack of rainbow candy, the only sweet his father allowed him sometimes. He put it in her hand. Here, he said. Don't cry. You look ugly when you cry. Her eyes widened, then she laughed through tears. You're rude. He looked away, ears warm. I just don't like noise. She stared at the candy. Thank you, young master. Don't call me that, he snapped. Call me Ji-won. Okay, Ji-won. Something shifted inside him. That night, as he sat in his room facing the wall, sketchbook on his lap, his mother opened the door quietly. You're still drawing? Madame Sue asked. He showed her the page. It was a rough picture of a girl under a tree with candy in her hand. You like her, his mother said softly. She's noisy, he muttered. Madame Sue smiled. No, you like her. He looked down. Is it wrong? She is kind, his mother said. Kind people are rare in this house. If you protect her, you are protecting the last soft part of yourself. He was silent. Do you want to marry her one day? She asked, half teasing. He said nothing, but his ears turned red again. When she left, he opened a clean page and wrote one line in small letters. When I grow up, I will marry Tola. 20 years later, in their Gangnam apartment, he lit a small box of party fireworks on the balcony. Tola came out in a simple house dress, hair in a sleek bun. What are you doing? Today is important, he said. What day? 20 years ago, you first called my name, he replied. Under the tree. With rainbow candy. She blinked. You remember that? I remember everything about you, he said simply. He handed her a small pack of rainbow candy, just like before. Again, she laughed. This time, I don't have to hide it from anyone, he said. Back then, I made a vow alone. Now I want to say it out loud. He took her hand. Tola, I chose you then. I choose you now. No matter what my family does. Her eyes stung. Don't say big things. Your father. My father is Han Group's chairman, he said. But my heart is mine. She squeezed his hand. In the distance, the city lights glowed. Inside, on the table, their marriage certificate lay in a folder, hidden yet real. If Han Ji-won was ice, his younger brother Han Min-suk was fire. Min-suk grew up wild. He crashed cars, broke school rules, and treated women like toys. The staff called him trouble in a suit. For a long time, he ignored Tola. To him, she was just the servant's daughter who moved around like air. But that changed when she turned 16. One evening, Tola was returning from school, wearing her uniform and the clean white sneakers from the mysterious gift. She entered the empty living room to take a shortcut to the servant's wing. Hey! She turned. Min-suk lounged on the sofa, tie loose, a bored look on his face. He had a bandage on his hand from some fight. Yes, young master, she said politely. Come here, he said. Pour me some water. She hesitated, then obeyed. When she bent to set the glass on the table, he grabbed her wrist. You grew up, he said, eyes roaming over her in a way that made her skin crawl. Not bad. She pulled back. Please let me go. He laughed. Why are you shy? You live in our house, eat our food. You should show some respect. He tugged her closer. Fear raced through her chest. Suddenly, another hand grabbed Min-suk's arm and twisted it back. He shouted. Ah! What the? Han Ji-won stood there, face pale with anger. Let go of her, he said. Relax, Hyung, Min-suk smirked. I'm just playing with the maid girl. In answer, Ji-won shoved him away from the sofa. She is not your toy. The fight that followed was ugly. Shouts. Crashes. The chairman's voice booming from upstairs. Later, in the garden, With no one watching, Ji-won confronted Min-suk again. The younger brother pushed his chest. You always take what father wants to give me, Min-suk snarled. Now you want this girl too? You don't deserve her name on your mouth, Ji-won said. Min-suk swung first. Ji-won dodged, grabbed a broken branch from the ground, and in one fast move, slashed it across Min-suk's face. Min-suk screamed, hand to his eye. Blood stained his fingers. That injury sent him to the hospital and left one eye permanently damaged. The house whispered for months. The eldest son poked his brother's eye. Terrible. Over a maid's daughter, imagine. Chairman Han punished Ji-won harshly behind closed doors. Tola heard the sounds but could not go near. After that day, Min-suk's hatred turned sharp and focused. It stayed quiet for years but never died. In the present, as Tola walked through Han Group's lobby to a meeting, she felt a sudden chill that had nothing to do with air conditioning. Han Min-suk stood by the reception desk, dressed in a dark suit, one eye covered by a stylish patch. He smirked when he saw her. Well, well, he said. The maid's daughter became Manager Tola. She bowed politely. Good afternoon, Director Han. He stepped too close. Still pretending you don't know how many things in your life come from our family? Before she could answer, the elevator dinged. The doors opened and Han Ji-won stepped out. His gaze took in the distance between them in 1 second. Old wound. New battlefield. The moment felt like a replay of the past. Han Min-suk kept his hand on Tola's arm, a little too tight. Staff in the lobby froze, eyes darting between the two brothers. Let her go, Han Ji-won said, voice flat. Min-suk's smile widened. Hyung, we're in the company. Don't be so emotional. I'm just greeting your employee. Tola tried to pull her arm back. Director Han, I have a meeting. He tightened his grip. You still talk like a servant. No wonder father likes to keep you around. Something snapped inside Ji-won. He walked down the steps from the elevator with slow, measured steps, but his eyes were stormy. I said, he repeated, let her go. Min-suk shrugged. Or what? You'll blind the other eye this time. A few people gasped. Everyone knew the rumor. In one fast move, Ji-won grabbed Min-suk's wrist and twisted. Min-suk cursed and shoved him. The shove turned the scene from tense to violent. Ji-won's fist connected with Min-suk's jaw. Min-suk stumbled back, knocking over a display stand. Security guards rushed forward but hesitated, unsure whether to touch the chairman's sons. Tola stood between them instinctively. Stop, both of you. Move, Tola, Ji-won said, breath heavy. Min-suk wiped blood from his lip and laughed. Look at you. All this for a woman who doesn't even dare wear your ring at work. Ji-won's jaw clenched. He stepped around Tola and kicked. His foot hit Min-suk's leg, then his side. Min-suk crashed to the floor, groaning. Phones came out. Staff recorded. CEO Han, the head of HR shouted, running toward them. Please stop, this is the lobby. Ji-won stood over his brother, chest rising and falling. He grabbed Min-suk by the collar. If you touch her again, he said quietly, I will not stop at your eye. Tola tugged his arm. Ji-won, enough. Please. At the sound of her voice using his name, he blinked and released his grip. Call an ambulance, someone said. Later, in the emergency meeting room, Chairman Han Dongjin slammed his palm on the table. You beat your brother in front of staff. Are you insane? Ji-won sat opposite him, face blank. He harassed my employee. Your employee? The chairman scoffed. She is the maid's daughter. She should know her place. Tola stood near the door, called in as a witness. The words cut deep, but she kept her face still. She is the development manager, Ji-won replied. And she is under my protection. Under your obsession, his father shot back. You have ruined Min-suk's reputation. Investors are calling already. You think Han Group is your toy. If Han Group cannot stand on truth and basic respect, it is already weak, Ji-won said. The chairman pointed at Tola. You. Resign. Today. Tola's heart dropped. Ji-won stood at once. No. His voice filled the room. If she leaves, I leave. Effective immediately. Silence. The board members looked at each other. They needed Ji-won for Tongchon New City Land and the Daehan Motors deal. Chairman Han's eyes narrowed. You dare threaten me? It's not a threat, Ji-won said. It's a promise. The meeting ended without a clear decision, but the damage was done. By afternoon, videos of Han Group CEO kicking man in lobby were all over Korean social media. The caption soon changed when people learned the names. Is he protecting that female manager? Who is she? One tag stayed at the top. Hashtag Hanseo protects her. Tola watched the screen in shock. She had never wanted to be anyone's scandal. The next day, the air inside Han Group felt heavy. In the development department, whispers grew louder. People pretended to work, but kept checking their phones. Tola sat at her desk, trying to focus on the Tongchen numbers. An email popped up. Emergency board meeting, CEO attendance required. Her stomach twisted. Another email followed, this time addressed to her. Manager Tola, chairman's office. Now! She stood, legs shaky. Should we come with you? One teammate asked, worried. She forced a small smile. No, it's okay. She walked to the chairman's office, each step slow. When she entered, Chairman Han sat alone, no board members this time. His eyes were cold. Sit, he said. She sat on the edge of the sofa. You grew up in my house, he began. My wife fed you, my money paid your school fees. Now you caused this mess in my company. Her hands clenched. I'm sorry about the trouble, Chairman Han. I did not want. He cut in. You make my eldest son fight his brother in public like street boys. You let rumors say he is protecting you. Do you enjoy this attention? No, sir, she whispered. I never. Resign, he said. Quietly. I will give you a good reference and some money. Leave Seoul. Go back to Nigeria if you like. My son will forget you. Her chest ached. With respect, sir, you cannot decide my life like that. His gaze turned sharp. You forget your place. The door opened. Han Ji-won walked in without knocking. Father, he said. Get out, the chairman snapped. I'm speaking to the girl. She is not the girl, Ji-won replied. She is he stopped himself. She is my manager. Chairman Han laughed, but there was no humor. You almost said it, didn't you? Do you think I don't see the way you look at her? Whatever I feel is not your concern, Ji-won said, jaw tight. But I will not let you throw her away. You hit your brother, his father said. Now you dare to disobey me again? The board is calling for your head, Ji-won. Then give them mine, he said calmly. Not hers. Tola stood quickly. Stop. Both of you. They turned to her. I will not resign, she said, voice shaking but firm. I worked hard for this job. I will not run away because two rich men cannot control their temper. The room fell silent. Chairman Han stared at her, then at his son. You chose a stubborn one, he said slowly. Fine. Keep your job, girl. For now. He pointed at Ji-won. But this is not over. You are on thin ice. One more scandal and I will cut you off. Ji-won's eyes did not flinch. Do what you want with me. Leave her out of it. Later, in their apartment, Tola sat at the table in silence while Ji-won stirred his tea. You shouldn't have spoken to him like that, she said. You shouldn't have faced him alone, he replied. He is still your father. He lost that right a long time ago, Ji-won said quietly. A father protects. He uses family as a tool. She reached across the table and covered his hand. I don't want to be the reason you lose Han Group. He looked at her, eyes softer. You were the reason I survived Han Group. Her throat tightened. Whatever comes next, he said, I will stand in front. Not behind you. She thought of the staff, the rumors, the hot search tag. For the first time, she understood how dangerous it was to be loved by a man like him. The internet did what it always did. It turned a family crisis into a story. Clips of the lobby fight made their way to every major platform. Some only showed Han Ji-won's kick. Others added subtitles like, Touch her again and I'll blind your other eye. Then someone found a photo from a company event months ago. CEO Han standing a little too close to a dark-skinned female manager, gaze on her instead of the camera. Comments exploded. Who is she? She's pretty. Nigerian maybe. Is this a Chaebol drama in real life? Soon, a tag climbed up the ranking. Hashtag Hanseo and the Black Manager. Another followed. Hashtag Hot Search Couple of Han Group. At work, Tola walked through the hallway with her head down. Manager Tola, one intern whispered, eyes wide. You're trending. Turn off your phone and finish your report, she replied, but her ears burned. In the cafeteria, staff shifted when she came in. Some smiled shyly. Some stared. Some avoided her. She picked a seat in the corner, but a familiar figure sat opposite her without asking. Seo Min-jun, longtime family friend, soft-spoken, now a legal consultant for a partner firm. Tola, he said with a gentle smile. Long time. She relaxed a little. Appa, what are you doing here? Your company is my client. And my friend is making the news, he said. You okay? I'm fine, she lied. He nodded slowly, studying her face. If you ever need legal advice, or just to complain, call me. You know I don't run to gossip. Thank you, she said. Across the cafeteria, a camera phone pointed their way. Someone sent the photo to a group chat with one line. CEO's rumored woman having lunch with another man. That afternoon, the entire development department had to join a team-building event at a resort outside Seoul. Games. Bonding. Forced smiles. On the bus, Tola sat beside HR's manager Sue on purpose. Before the bus left, Han Ji-won climbed on and walked down the aisle. People straightened. Enjoy the event. Remember, no accidents, he said. His eyes flicked toward Tola. Work hard. Play safe. Yes, CEO Han, they chorused. The games started after dinner. One game involved feeding fruit to a blindfolded partner. Director Tola, the MC called. You'll go with Mr. Han. People laughed and clapped. Tola froze. We shouldn't, she began. But Ji-won was already stepping forward. Why not? Team building, right? He said coolly. They stood facing each other. A staff member tied the blindfold over his eyes. Open your mouth, Mr. Han, the MC joked. He parted his lips slightly. Tola, hand shaking, lifted a piece of banana. The room was full, but the moment felt too intimate. As she brought the fruit closer, he caught her wrist under the table, fingers firm. You're trembling, he murmured. Are you scared or shy? Both, she whispered. He ate the fruit, then leaned closer, blindfold still on. Let them talk, he said quietly. I'm tired of hiding from children with phones. By the end of the night, someone had already posted, CEO Han and manager Tola play fruit game at resort. The comments kept coming. But one thing changed inside Tola. For the first time, she wondered if hiding forever was possible. Or fair. Back at the banquet hall, everyone sat around round tables, plates full of grilled meat and side dishes. Glasses clinked, and jokes flew across the room. Tola sat between two female colleagues, doing her best to look normal. Under the table, her knee bounced. Director Tola, manager Sue said loudly. Tell us about your fiancé. The whole table went quiet. My what? She asked. Fiancé, he repeated. At lunch you said you were engaged. Right, CEO Han? At the next table, where senior managers sat, Han Ji-won paused mid-sip. He had told them earlier, half joking, that she was engaged so the men would back off. Now the joke was chasing them. Tola forced a smile. Ah, yes. What is he like? A colleague asked, excited. Is he Korean? Nigerian? She glanced toward Ji-won without meaning to, then looked down. He is Korean, she said softly. He has a bad temper outside, but at home he is very clingy. He likes to act like a baby when he is tired. The table laughed. Rich? Someone asked. Annoying, she said, lips curving. But he cooks better than me sometimes. At the senior table, Ji-won's grip tightened on his chopsticks. Under the table, his foot tapped. Your face looks dark, Seonim, manager Sue teased. Do you disapprove of her fiancé? He sounds unstable, Ji-won said without expression. Too clingy. Later, during a break, Tola stepped out to the corridor to get fresh air. She barely made it around the corner when a hand caught her wrist and pulled her into a small meeting room. The door clicked shut. Ji-won, she gasped. Are you crazy? His eyes were intense. I'm the clingy one? She swallowed. You were listening. You said I have a bad temper outside, he said. True. You said I'm clingy at home. Also true. His gaze dropped to her lips. But you forgot one part. What part? That I only calm down when I'm close to you. He stepped closer, backing her against the wall. She could smell his cologne, familiar and warm. Someone will come, she whispered. Let them, he said softly. Maybe then they will stop asking about your fiancé. Under the small table nearby, his hand slid to her waist. She felt her face heat up. Ji-won, we made rules, she said. No touching at work. No secret rooms. No drama. He breathed out slowly. I know. I try. But I watched you feed me fruit in front of everyone, talk about another man who is actually me, and then laugh with Min-jun at lunch. My self-control is almost finished. She blinked. This is about Min-jun, Appa? He looks at you like I used to look from the stairs, Ji-won muttered. Like you are the only safe thing in his world. Her heart squeezed. He is a friend. That's all. Good, Ji-won said. He brushed a kiss over her forehead, quick but full of feeling. Because I am very selfish when it comes to you. A knock sounded on the door. Manager Tola? Are you inside? They sprang apart. Tola straightened her blouse. 1 second, she called. Ji-won smoothed his tie, mask sliding back into place. Go, he said softly. Before I break more rules. She slipped out of the room, cheeks hot, mind spinning. Rules were meant to keep them safe. But their hearts kept breaking them under the table. The fallout from the lobby fight and the resort rumors didn't fade. It mixed with something bigger. Tongchon New City land. Tongchon was the future. Whoever controlled that land would lead the next era of electric cars. Han Group needed it. Daeon Motors wanted it. Inside the development department, teams worked day and night on proposals, battery plans, and financing models. Tola led most of it. Manager, you haven't gone home in 3 days, one junior said. I'm fine, she replied, eyes on her laptop. Finish the Tongchon cost sheet. While she worked at the office, Ji-won fought battles at a higher level. Your behavior is already unstable, a board member told him. Now you want to risk everything for Tongchon? I'm not risking, he said. I'm planning. But father saw weakness. You think you can fight me and still win Tongchon? Chairman Han said in his office. You're not that big. If we lose Tongchon and the Daehan Motors deal, Han Group falls behind, Ji-won answered. Are you ready for that? At home, tension followed him. One night he came back to the apartment and found it dark. Tola sat on the sofa, shoulders slumped, phone in hand. Why are you sitting in the dark? He asked. She looked up, eyes tired. Because I just finished talking to my mother. His chest tightened. How is she? In the Swiss hospital? Angry. Confused. She said you forced her to go there. She says you are controlling her like your father. His face hardened. That's not true. I paid for the best doctors. I asked them to keep her safe. She said you made her take medicine. That you threatened her with something, Tola said. She said you are the reason she can't come back to Korea. He sat opposite her. Do you believe that? I don't know, she whispered. I know you. But I also know what rich men can do when they're scared. His jaw clenched. Your mother is sick, Tola. She is still my mother, she snapped. She warned me today. She said, leave the eldest son. He will eat you and spit you out like his father did to others. Silence sat between them. Do you trust me? He asked quietly. I want to, she said, voice breaking. But every day at work I see how far you're willing to go for power. Tongchon. Daeon Motors. The fight with your brothers. I fight for us, he replied. So no one can touch you. She shook her head, tears forming. Sometimes it feels like I'm standing between you and your family, like a shield. I'm tired. He swallowed. What do you want me to do? Choose your battles, she said. Not everything has to be war. The next morning, she went to meet CEO Min-jun about some contract details for the development partnership. Your eyes are swollen, Min-jun said gently. Did you sleep? Work, she lied. If work keeps hurting you like this, it's not worth it, he said. Even if the boss is someone you care about. She gave a weak smile. You always speak like you're in a drama, Appa. He looked at her for a long moment. Maybe because your life already is one. When she returned to the office, an internal memo waited in her inbox. CEO Han demoted to lead Tongchon project in Taejun branch temporarily. Work and marriage had finally collided. And the cracks were starting to show. 2 weeks later, Tola sat alone in the small apartment, laptop closed, lights off. A video call rang on her phone. Mama, she answered. On the screen, Mama Tola sat up in a neat hospital bed, white walls behind her. Her eyes were sharp today, more focused than before. Baby, she said. You look tired. Are they working you like a slave in that company? It's busy, Tola replied. We're preparing for a big project. With the eldest son, her mother asked. With Han Ji-won? Tola hesitated. Yes. Her mother's face darkened. Leave him. The words hit like a slap. Mama. I remember now, Mama Tola said, voice rising. He thinks I forgot, but I remember. The video. The threats. What video? Don't pretend, her mother snapped. He showed me a video. Said if I don't go away quietly, if I don't stop talking to you about the Han family, he will send it to the world. Tola's heart raced. What kind of video? Her mother's voice dropped, shaking. A dirty video. My face. My body. With a man I never touched. He said, it looks real enough. Do you think your daughter will believe you? Tola's hands trembled. That's not possible. You would never. I never did. Mama Tola cried. But the video looked real. I thought maybe I forgot. Maybe I was drunk. Maybe I was mad. He used it to send me away to this foreign hospital. Said it was for treatment. It was to shut me up. Tola's breath came fast. Mama, calm down. Please. I am calm, her mother said, though tears ran down her face. Listen to me. Leave him. The eldest son is like his father. He will control you, break you, throw you away when he's done. Mama, he is not. You think you are special because he loves you now, her mother pushed on. But you are still the servant's daughter. Never forget that. If you stay, you will regret it. A nurse stepped into frame, trying to soothe her. Ms. Adebayo, please relax. Mama Tola pushed the hand away. Promise me, she begged. Promise me you will leave him. Tola's chest burned. If I promise, will you rest? Yes, her mother said quickly. Fine, Tola whispered. I'll leave him. Her mother exhaled with relief. Good girl. Good girl. After the call ended, Tola sat in the dark, shaking. The door opened quietly. Han Ji-won came in, tie loose. Tola. She wiped her face fast. You're back early. He studied her. You've been crying. Just tired, she said. Hands on her knees. Don't lie to me. She looked away. Did you ever show my mother a video? His eyes narrowed. What video? Something dirty. Something fake, she whispered. Did you threaten her with it? He stared at her, shock and hurt mixing. Is that what she told you? She said you did. His jaw clenched. No, but someone did. And they want you to think it was me. Can you prove it? She asked. Not yet, he admitted. The space between them grew heavy. She is my mother, Tola said. I cannot ignore her words. And I am your husband, he said quietly. I cannot accept your doubt. For the first time since their secret wedding, love and suspicion stood face to face in their small apartment. Neither knew which would step back first. The anonymous package arrived 3 days later. Security brought it to Tola's desk. Manager, this came to the lobby with only your name. She frowned. No sender. None, the guard said. Inside her office, she opened it. Inside was a tablet and a simple note. If you want to know the truth, press play. Her hands shook as she touched the screen. The video that loaded made her stomach drop. Her mother. In a hotel room. With a man she recognized from Han Group News as the secretary in charge of the Tongchon New City Land Committee. The images were explicit. The angle, the lighting, everything looked real. Her legs went weak. Another line of text appeared at the end. Tell CEO Han to give up Tongchon. Or this goes to the media. She wanted to throw the tablet away. Instead, she called one person. G1, she said when he answered. Come to my office. Now. Minutes later, he walked in, face set. What happened? She showed him the screen without a word. He watched, jaw tightening, eyes dark. When it ended, he locked the tablet and set it aside. Where did you get this? He asked. It came in a box, she whispered. No name. They want you to give up Tongchon. He nodded slowly. Of course. Of course, she repeated, voice rising. You knew about this? I received the same file months ago, he said. I had it analyzed by experts. It's a deepfake, Tola. AI. Your mother's face was put on someone else's body. Her head spun. Why didn't you tell me? Because I didn't want her to see it and break more, he answered. I thought if I kept it away and handled the blackmail quietly, it would pass. Handled how? I started moving our strategy for Tongchon, he said. Pretending to step back in some areas, while strengthening Daehan Motors and our own battery plan with Seongjin. I needed time. You let my mother think she was crazy, Tola said, tears burning. She doubted her own memory. She doubted herself. She doubted me first, he replied, pain in his eyes. But you are right. I thought I could carry it alone. She sank into her chair. Who did this? Someone who wants Tongchon. And someone who knows your mother is my weak point, he said. That narrows it down. Han Do-jun has been pushing hard for another bidder. And the secretary in the video is his ally. So your own brother used my mother to attack you, she whispered. His mouth hardened. He attacked you. That is worse. Silence stretched. What will you do? She asked. 2 options, he said. Give up Tongchon to keep your mother safe from public shame. Or fight and risk the video being released. Her heart thumped. And which will you choose? He reached across the desk, taking her hand. I choose you. I already told Daehan Motors I will step back from the bidding under Han Group's name. I'll build something else with them. Outside my father's shadow. She stared at him. You would let go of Han Group's biggest project? For you, he said simply. For your mother's name. For your peace. Tears spilled over. You should have told me from the start. I'm telling you now, he said. And there's more. My mother left something behind. A file that can finish my father and all his games. Once we use it, this war won't stop until one side is gone. And that side might be you, she said. Or him, he replied. But I won't drag you in without your choice. She looked at the tablet, then at him. For the first time since the secret wedding, he looked tired in a way no sleep could fix. Then we choose together, she said. No more secrets, Ji-won. Not about deepfakes. Not about land. He nodded slowly. Together, then. If the deepfake was one weapon, marriage was another. Chairman Han Dong-jin sat across from Jo Group's chairman in a private room at a hotel in Busan. Tola wasn't there, but she felt the effects in Seoul. The news came through an internal leak. Han Group considering alliance with Jo Group through marriage between CEO Han Ji-won and Jo Hae-jin. At her desk, Tola stared at the screen until the letters blurred. Her phone buzzed. Have you seen it? Seo Min-jun asked. Yes, she said. Do you want me to check the legal side? If they try to force him. Not yet, she cut in. Her voice shook. Let me see what he says first. That night, Ji-won didn't come home on time. When he finally walked in, his expression was tight. You went to Busan, she said quietly. Yes, he replied. With Jo Hae-jin's family. Yes. Her chest hurt. Are you going to marry her? He looked straight at her. No. Your father wants you to, she said. He thinks Jo Group's money will fix the damage from Tongchin and the police rumors. My father can marry her himself if he wants, Ji-won said coldly. Don't joke, she snapped. This is serious. So am I, he said. I told him no. She searched his face for any lie and found none. Relief flooded her, mixed with anger. You should have told me before the leak. I wanted to handle it before it reached you, he said. But someone in that room sent it out fast. Probably Do-jun. At Han Group, the next day, the rumor spread that CEO Han was considering engagement with Jo Hae-jin. In a meeting, one director smiled at Tola with fake sympathy. Manager Tola, when CEO Han marries into Jo Group, maybe he will send you to a better branch. To heal your broken heart. She smiled politely. My heart is busy with Tongchin spreadsheets, director. No time for breaking. That afternoon, a formal dinner was held at a hotel in Seoul. The Jo family arrived in style. Cameras waited outside. Inside, Ji-won stood at the entrance in a suit, Tola watching secretly from behind a column where staff lingered. She had no right to be there, but she couldn't stay away. Jo Hae-jin was beautiful, confident, in a pale dress. She walked up to Ji-won with a smile. Nice to meet you, CEO Han. He bowed slightly. Thank you for coming. The fathers beamed. As we discussed, Chairman Han said loudly, this alliance. Father, Ji-won cut in. Before we talk alliance, I must say something. The room quieted. I respect Jo Group. I respect Ms. Jo, he said. But I will not marry her. Chairman Han's face darkened. Ji-won, I am already married, he said, voice clear. In private, legally, and in my heart. Gasps filled the hall. Cameras flashed. To whom? Jo Group's chairman asked sharply. Ji-won's eyes flicked for a brief second, toward where Tola stood half hidden. He did not say her name. That detail is mine to protect, he said. But I will not use a woman as a shield for business. Not Ms. Jo. Not anyone. Chaos broke out. Later that night, in their apartment, he sat at the table, tie undone, while Tola paced the small living room. You just told all of Korea you have a secret wife, she said. Without naming me. I protected your privacy, he replied. You also put a target on my back for every person who wants to find out, she countered. He looked up at her, eyes tired but steady. I refused a rich, powerful family in front of everyone. That means there is no going back now. No second marriage. No safe escape. Are you afraid? She stopped pacing. Yes, she admitted. But I am more afraid of living like a ghost wife forever. He stood and went to her. Then we walk into the light together. Even if my father tries to block the way. The brown envelope arrived from Switzerland on a rainy Wednesday, though Tola barely noticed the weather. The sender's name made her sit down before opening it. Adebayo Olyafunk. Inside were two things, a thick file and a bank statement. A note lay on top in her mother's handwriting. Baby, this is what your kind Madam Sue gave me before she died. She told me to keep it until the eldest son turns 30. Then give it to him or to the woman who truly stands by him. I think that is you. The money is what your father left, plus what Madam Sue added. Use it to pay the eldest son back for all my hospital bills. I don't want him to say he owns you because of me. But listen, once this file is opened, the Han family will burn. Don't get pregnant until the fire is over. Mama. Tola's hands shook as she read. The bank statement showed an amount big enough to shock anyone. Years of savings and gifts carefully stored. The file was heavier. It contained copies of hidden contracts, secret transfers, and signatures. At the front was a simple title. Han Group, Internal Investigation. Embezzlement and Hidden Shares, prepared by Su Minhee. Su Minhee. Madam Su. Ji-won's mother. Broken down in clear language were years of Chairman Han's crimes. Shell companies, fake charities, money moved through Tongcheng land deals. At the back, a list of small shareholders whose 14% combined stake had been quietly collected by Madam Su and then legally left to her eldest son as protection. Protection for what? For the day he would need to break his father. When Ji-won came home, Tola put the envelope in front of him. "This is from your mother," she said. His fingers stilled. Slowly, he opened it and scanned the contents. His usually calm face changed. Sadness. Anger. A strange relief. "She knew," he whispered. "She knew everything he did. And she still stayed. She stayed to protect you," Tola said softly. "And maybe to prepare this." He flipped to the part about scattered shares. 14%, he said. "If I claim this, I can join it with my current holdings and the Daehan Motors stake. I can control enough to call a real vote." He looked up at her. "Once I use this, my father will come after me with everything. And you will go after him," she said. "Yes." She hesitated. "My mother said she doesn't want you to think she owes you. She sent money. For her treatment." He glanced at the statement and shook his head. "I didn't help her to be repaid. But if this makes her stand a little taller in front of me, I will accept it." He leaned back. "This file, the money, your mother's warning. It's like both of our mothers are still playing this game with us." Tola's throat tightened. "She also said, don't get pregnant until the war is over." His eyes softened. "I'm already at war. With my father. With my brothers. With this city. I don't want to be at war with you too." "You're not," she said. "But if you start this, there is no pause button." "I know," he replied. "Once I stand in that shareholders' meeting with this file, either he falls or I do." She studied his face. "Then fall on the side that still has me at the end," she said. A small smile tugged his lips. "That's the only side I'm aiming for." The days that followed felt like living inside a secret map. By day, Han Group moved as usual. Meetings. Memos. Staff gossip about the unknown wife of CEO Han. By night, in a small law office in Seoul, other moves took place. 26% of Han Group shares, the investment fund manager said slowly, looking at the document. "You want to sell all of this?" Han Ji-won sat opposite him, calm. "Yes. Under one condition. You also buy the hidden 14% currently being gathered by my father's men, and you keep the purchase discreet until after the shareholders' meeting." The man whistled. "That's a lot of money and a lot of risk. You want control of a major Korean Chaebol without blood on your hands," Ji-won said. "This is your chance. I'll handle the blood." While lawyers worked on the sale, Tola watched from the side, trying to keep up. "This means you will no longer be the largest individual shareholder," she said one evening as they spread papers on their kitchen table. "I will no longer be the owner," he corrected. "But I will be free. And I will still hold the key to Tongcheng through Daehan Motors and Seongjin Battery." He tapped a section of a contract. "See this? It gives me a permanent say in the Tongcheng Battery deal, regardless of who runs Han Group." "So you're trading the throne for the heart of the project," she summarized. "Something like that," he said. At Han Group, Han Du-jun made his own moves. "Mortgage the Tongcheng New City land before the vote," he told his ally, the corrupt secretary. "Use a shell company. If we lose control later, they'll still be tied to us." He smiled when he heard about G1's rumored share sale. "He's desperate." Good. Desperate men make mistakes. In the middle of all this, Tola tried to keep the development department stable. "Manager, are we still working with Han Group after all this?" one teammate asked. "We work for the project," she said firmly. "The land, the cars, the batteries. No matter who sits in the big chair, people will still need good work." At home, late at night, she found G1 staring at the ceiling. "You're not sleeping," she said. "Too many numbers in my head," he replied. "Shares. Percentages. Votes. One wrong move and my father wins." She lay down beside him, resting her head on his chest. "What happens if he wins?" "Then he will keep using people like your mother to protect his secrets," he said. And Han Group will stay dirty. I will probably be sent abroad or cut off completely. And if you win? Then he goes to court. My brothers too, maybe, he said. The name Han will fall from the sky to the ground. People will call me unfilial. She was quiet, listening to his heartbeat. Either way, she said, nothing will be the same. He wrapped an arm around her. Nothing has been the same since the day I married the servant's daughter, he said softly. And I don't regret that. In another part of the city, Du-jun sat with a banker, smiling. When this is over, he said, my father will see that I am the real heir, not the lovesick eldest son. He didn't know that the very shares he aimed to grab were already moving in silence. The trap started with a rumor. Did you hear? Someone whispered in the Han family WhatsApp group. There's a new tea master at the old house. Young. Pretty. Han Min-suk read it and smirked. Finally, something fun. He had been restless since the lobby fight and the hospital stay. His pride hurt more than his body. In his mind, Tola was still the girl who made his brother maim him years ago. One little game, he told himself, and I'll show them I can still take what I want. What he didn't know was that the tea master was working for Ji-won. One night, Min-suk arrived at the Hanamdong house with his cousin from his mother's side, a man who often did dirty work in exchange for cash. You sure about this? The cousin asked. Relax, Min-suk said. The old man is at the office. My mother is at her spa. The eldest son is busy playing hero with Tongchen. The house is mine. The tea master poured them tea, eyes down, voice soft. She looked just enough like Tola if someone was drunk or careless. You look nervous, Min-suk said, touching her hair. Please, sir, she said. I'm only here to serve tea. He laughed, pulling her closer. Serve me then. At the exact moment his hand moved to where it shouldn't, lights in the ceiling clicked brighter. A voice cut through the room. That's enough. Min-suk spun around. Han Ji-won stood in the doorway, phone in hand, camera recording. Behind him, 2 plainclothes officers and 1 lawyer entered. What are you doing here? Min-suk spat. Saving you from yourself, Ji-won said. The cousin stepped back, eyes wide. I didn't touch anyone, I swear. We have enough, the lawyer said calmly, nodding toward the camera, the microphones hidden in the room, and the tea master's statement. Attempted assault on staff. Again, Ji-won added. This time with witnesses. Min-suk's face twisted. You set this up. No, Ji-won said. You walked in yourself. The officers moved forward. Director Han, we need you to come with us for questioning. Min-suk pulled free, wild. You think you're better than me? He shouted at Ji-won. You think she loves you because you play savior? You're just as crazy as father. Maybe, Ji-won said quietly. But I don't hurt women. The cousin tried to slip away, but one officer blocked the door. In another part of Seoul, Han Du-jun sat with the corrupt Tongchen secretary, planning their next move. If your deepfake plan fails, you're dead, Du-jun warned him. It won't fail, the secretary said, but sweat dotted his forehead. We have people ready to leak it if he doesn't give up the land. At that very moment, Ji-won's lawyer was adding the deepfake incident into a growing case file. Once we arrest the secretary, the lawyer said, we can trace the payments back to Du-jun and maybe even the chairman. Back at home, Tola paced the living room while waiting for news. Her phone buzzed. From Ji-won, I got Min-suk. No one touched the tea master. He's in custody. Don't worry. She replied quickly. Be careful. Your cousin and Du-jun won't sit quietly. He answered, I know. The board meeting is next. After that, no more hiding. She stared at the screen. The trap for Min-suk was only step 1. The real storm was still ahead. The day of the shareholders' meeting arrived. Outside Han Group's glass tower in Gangnam, reporters gathered like birds. Cameras pointed at every black car that rolled up. Inside, the main hall filled with investors, board members, and senior staff. Tola sat near the back as a department head, heart beating fast. On the stage, Chairman Han Dong-jin stood at the podium, face calm. Thank you for coming, he began. Despite recent rumors, Han Group remains strong. The Tongchen New City Land project is under stable management. A voice interrupted him. That's not true. All heads turned. Han Ji-won walked down the aisle, a folder in his hand. He wore a simple black suit, no tie, expression steady. Ji-won, his father snapped. You are late. I'm right on time, Ji-won said. He stepped up to the podium and faced the room. Respected shareholders, I have information you must see before you vote on anything today. Murmurs rose. He opened the folder and pulled out copies of the file Madame Sue had prepared. Screens behind him lit up with scanned pages. These documents show years of embezzlement, hidden accounts, and illegal land deals, he said. All directed by Chairman Han Dong-jin. Gasps filled the hall. You dare slander me? His father shouted. This is your signature, Ji-won said calmly, pointing. This is the shell company in your nephew's name. This is the Tongchin money passed through fake charities. A board member stood. If this is true, we must inform the authorities. The authorities are already informed, another voice said. Police officers entered the hall, badges visible. Cameras from the press, allowed in the back, flashed wildly. Mr. Han Dong-jin, one officer announced. You are under investigation for embezzlement, tax evasion, and unfair business practices. Please come with us. Chaos. What are you doing? The chairman's supporters yelled. This is a private meeting. Crime is not private, the officer replied. In the confusion, two more officers approached the side of the hall. Han Do-jun, you are under arrest for blackmail, production of obscene AI content, and attempted manipulation of public bidding, they said. Do-jun's face drained of color. It was just business. And business with a deepfake video of Ms. Adebayo's mother. The officer cut in. We have the original files and payment records. All eyes turned to Tola for a moment. She stared at her hands, fighting the urge to shrink. And you, Han Min-suk, another officer said, are under arrest for attempted assault and repeated harassment of staff. We have recordings from the Hanamdong house. Min-suk tried to run, but security blocked his path. Amid the shouting, a shareholder spoke up. Who reported all this? Ji-won lifted the folder. My mother started it. I finished it. With help. The voting that followed was quick and brutal. The majority agreed to remove Chairman Han from his position, pending investigation. As for me, Ji-won said into the microphone at the end, I have sold most of my shares to an external fund. I will step down as CEO after ensuring a clean handover of the Tongchin project to Daehan Motors and Seongjin Battery. Why? Someone called out. Because I refuse to sit on a dirty throne, he replied. And because I already have something better than a title. His eyes found Tola in the crowd. For once, he didn't look away. Outside, headlines exploded. Han Group chairman arrested in own meeting. Deepfake scandal exposed, servant's daughter at center of storm. Eldest son destroys father, walks away. In the quiet that followed, Tola stood in a corridor, breathing hard. Seo Min-jun walked up to her. You're free, he said softly. She shook her head. Not yet. But the cage is broken. Down the hall, Ji-won finished talking to the police. When he finally reached her, he looked strangely light, like a man who had put down a heavy stone. It's done, he said. What now? She asked. Now, he said, taking her hand in front of anyone who cared to look. We build something new. Without my father's shadow. 3 months later, the Han family house in Hanamdong felt different. No more servants walking on eggshells. No more shouting from the chairman's study. The nameplate on the gate now reads simply, Han, Adebayo Residence. Inside, Tola helped her mother settle onto a sofa. Mama Tola's hair was shorter now, her eyes clearer. This house used to scare me, Mama Tola murmured, looking around. Now it feels smaller. Maybe because you're not a servant anymore, Tola said, smiling. You're the mother of the lady of the house. Lady of the house, her mother repeated, but she smiled too. In the kitchen, Han Ji-won stirred a pot, apron on over a simple t-shirt. He peeked into the living room. How is Mama? He asked. Judging the house, Tola replied. She says it's small. He nodded seriously. We can buy another if she wants. Relax, Tola laughed. She's happy. He watched her face, softened by the afternoon light. Are you happy? She thought about it. The last months had been full. Court dates. Media noise. Settlements. Han Group had a new chairman from the outside fund. The Han surname was still on the building, but it didn't belong to her father-in-law anymore. Ji-won had kept a key role as strategic partner for Daehan Motors and Seongjin Battery's Tongchin project, but from a different office, under a new company name. Rainbow Dynamics, a smaller firm half owned by him, half by her. Happy, she said slowly, and tired. But it is a good tired. He came closer, putting his arms around her from behind. Rainbow Dynamics CEO, you should rest. Your husband will handle dinner. She leaned back into him. My husband is also a CEO. He should rest too. I am something else now, he said. A full-time love brain. She snorted. You were always that. You just hid it behind your cold face. He kissed her cheek. No more hiding. At dinner, they ate simple food at a simple table. No long dining hall. No rows of staff. Just the three of them. Thank you, Mama Tola said suddenly, putting down her chopsticks. For not using that video to control me. For bringing me back. For loving my stubborn daughter. Ji-won bowed his head. I should be the one thanking you. You raised the only person who could pull me out of my father's world. After dinner, Mama went to her room to rest. In the living room, Tola sank onto the sofa. Ji-won joined her, leaning his head on her shoulder. You're heavy, she said. I carried Han Group's sins for years, he replied. Now I just want to lean on my wife. She looked at him. Ji-won. Yes. The war is over, she said softly. My mother gave her warning. We survived the fire. So, his eyes widened a little. So if you still want, she continued, cheeks warm, we can think about a child. For a second, he just stared. Then his face broke into a smile so bright it made her chest ache. I wanted to ask, he said. But I waited. I didn't want to push you. You always push, she teased. But you also wait when it matters. He cupped her face. Tola Adebayo Han, I want a child who eats rainbow candy and calls you mommy and thinks their father is too clingy. She laughed, tears in her eyes. Then let's see what God and biology say. He pulled her into a hug, holding her like he had the first night back from Germany, but this time without fear of anyone watching. Outside, somewhere in Seoul, people still argued online about whether he was a hero or a traitor to his father. Tongchon land cranes moved slowly. Electric car plans advanced. Inside the house, none of that mattered for a moment. He kissed her hand, where a simple ring now shone openly. I used to hide my heart in boardrooms, he said. Now my board is just you and maybe a small rainbow-loving child. She leaned her forehead against his. New company. New life. Same love-brain husband. And the same girl under the tree, he added, who took my candy and never gave it back. I gave you my whole life instead, she said. Best trade I ever made, he replied. Thank you so much for staying with us till the very end of this story. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear the lessons you learned and your thoughts on how we can continue improving to give you the very best. Here at Munlet Stories, every tale is crafted with passion, care, and dedication. Our mission is simple: to entertain, inspire, and connect us all across cultures and hearts. So, keep the conversation alive in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. Till next time, we are Munlet Stories, bringing you amazing tales that touch hearts and spark imaginations. Stay blessed. Stay inspired. See you in the next story.